base to get my eye ready to put my eye makeup on, and the one I use is by NYX. I will put this in the description bar below, and I just take a little bit of that and dab it over my eyelid, all over my eye, because I need a canvas to work on. And I use this base because it keeps my makeup in place, or my eye makeup in place. So I put a considerably amount and just kind of spread it over the skin. Like I said, I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to focus on one eye right now. Okay, because it's going to take too long to do both eyes. And this is my first one. Okay, so I got that on. And then what I do is I would take my eyeshadow. I'm sorry, my face powder. This one is Makeup Forever, and it's the Pro Finish. Makeup Forever Pro Finish. And I take this to dust over the spot that I put the base on, and this is just because it helps give me a good even canvas to work on. So when I apply my shadow, they come out looking the way they do when you see them. So I just take a little bit of this, just dab it in here. This is Hit Pan. This is one of my favorite powders, and I just go there and dust that on. I will use an eyeshadow primer more, you know, if I'm going out. Since I'm just doing this video just so I can show you, you know, what my color look like, I'm not going to go through that extra thing. And then besides, it's not very warm. Normally during the warmer season, then I can use it. I have to use it if I want my eye makeup to last long. I have to put a primer on first before I do my base. But this is just here, and it's not very warm, it's cool, so I don't need that. So now that I have that on, then the next thing I'm going to start doing, I start to apply my transition color. And I have this palette that I use. It's a very old palette. I've had this for a long time, maybe 5-6 years, I don't know. But this is what I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be using this color here. I will put the name in the description bar below, and this palette is by Laroc. Okay, so here, and then I now take that. This is the brush I'm using. This is by Elf. It's a sturdy brush, really dense, and I like to use it because it gives me more control, and I'm able to deposit the product perfectly using this brush. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and then apply that into the crease, moving it in a sweeping motion. So you can see what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing, back and forth in a sweeping motion. But I'm not taking this all the way here. I'm just taking it almost to my tear duct, not quite there. So this is it. Okay, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. This is my transition color, and once I get that in, then I go into my Auto V, and I use this color right here, this one right here. Okay, I'm gonna put the name in there, the color right here. This is the one I'm gonna be using. And with this one, I just focus on my Auto V here and just do circular motions, just to kind of intensify the look a little bit more. I drag the product a little bit, but not quite as much as I did with my transition color. So I just make circular motions here, and then drag, but not as much. Drag, not as much, but circular motion, just to make sure the color deposits well in that area. Okay, so that one is done. And then the next thing I do is I would take like a blending brush. It's also a brush by Elf, and it's not very dense as the, you know, the other brush that I use. This is more feathery, you know, and so I like to use this because it helps to spread the product evenly and do good blending. So I would just blend. So I'm just going over the entire lid, not the lid, but you know, over my eye here, and just kind of blend. But I'm not taking a lot of the colors from this end that I deposited on the outer V. I'm not taking a whole lot. The color I'm trying to blend in, it's the one in my crease, but taking just a little bit from there, just so it has a very smooth transition. Okay, so this is what I do. Just kind of make circular motion, sweep, circular motion, sweep, and that's it. I'm coming into the tear dark, but not quite. So this is what I'm doing here. This is what I'm doing. Okay, so now when I'm done with that, after I'm done with that, then I go to this color right here. Okay, and that's what I'm going to put on my brow bone. And I use this really tiny brush. This brush I got from Costal many moons ago. But I go in there and then I focus on my brow bone just to kind of highlight my brow bone. So I'm putting this, depositing the color right into the arch of my brow, but I'm kind of dragging it also into this transition color, just so it has a smooth lay over it in a sense, so it looks like all one color but then different patterns, you know. Okay, just a little bit more. I'm dragging it into that. Okay, and then when I'm done with that, I go back and take my blending brush and I just kind of blend it all through, drag it a little bit down so it meets the transition color nicely. See that here, you know, just kind of get it in. Now during this process, sometimes I will lose color on my the outer V color, so I'll go back into that same color palette and then do my circular motion just to kind of intensify the look, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make more intensity on the outer V than the rest of my eye. Okay, and you always blend to get it right. Okay, so I think this is good enough. Then the next thing I do, so I can apply my lid color, is I'll use a pencil by NYX, and this is Milk. I like to use this because it helps to make my color more vibrant. So if I'm using lighter colors like the blues and greens and things like that, or yellows, I like to use the lighter color of the pencil because it makes it pop. If you're doing a darker eyelid, for example, you use the darker colors and it will intensify the look. So this is what this is why I use this pencil. So I will apply this to my lid, all over my lid. Can you see here? And I'm being very careful so I don't feed that color into my transition color. Sometimes you do get it in there, but that's okay. You can fix that. So I have this on my lid, and what I do is I take a brush just to kind of spread out the product a little evenly on my lid. So when I'm about to apply my lid color, it sits on to all where I've spread the pencil. You can always put more depending on how intense you want your color payoff. Okay, so this is it. So now that I have this base on my lid, then I go in with into this other palette. This palette is also by Costal, and the color that I am going to be using is this one right here. Okay, hope this is coming through, but this is the color I'm going to be using because this is the color she wanted me to do a video on, so that's why I'm using that one. So you put and I'm using this brush from Elf. This is the eyeshadow brush, C brush from Elf, and I just go over the lid and I apply it, and I am not sweeping, I'm packing the product over my eyelid. So let me look here so you can see what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. I'm just depositing, like packing it on, and I'm not sweeping, I'm not doing any circular motions, I'm just packing the color over my eye. And you can do as much as you want depending on how intense you want your eyes to look, but I think I'm good now. Okay, all right, now keep in mind I put the color all over my lid, close to the outer V, but I still made sure there is, you know, a demarcation so you can actually see the two colors in there. So you see the blue or the turquoise, and you can still see my intense color that I applied earlier on. Now during this process, sometimes you will get your lid color onto the transition color. So what I do is I go back into my transition color with that same brush and clean that up, because I don't want it feeding into that color. And I clean it up. If I need to intensify a little bit more, I go back in there and just fix it. Okay. And then when I'm done, this is pretty much the eye look. Okay, almost. Then I go in with my eyeliner, and I use this liquid liner. This is also by Elliot. Well, this is by Elliot Color. I think I got this from the dollar store. I love this eye liquid liner because of the tip. I think this is a felt tip. It's not very sturdy, but it's so fine, and it gives me the perfect wing that I like. So this is what I use. It's only $1, y'all. Okay. And when I'm applying my eyeliner, I always like to do my eye like this. Don't know why, it's just out of habit. So I'm gonna be doing that now. And I just draw a wing. And I like to give myself a good long wing. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. Hope you can see that. Yes, I give myself a wing. And I just perfect it. It could take a few strokes. Oh, this is the eyeliner. I think that one is done. And then because I like to do my eye like this, for some reason I feel like my under eye makeup gets smudged a little bit. So I go back in with my beauty blender and just kind of, you know, even things out. Okay, so that one is done. And then the next thing I do is I take a jumbo eyeliner to line my waterline. I don't know the name of this product. I think I got this from the dollar store. I'm not sure, from the beauty supply store or something. But I take this jumbo eyeliner. I like this because it's intense. It is dark black. I like it. So this is what I use. It has no name on it, nothing special, nothing fancy. But I go into my waterline. Okay, I go into my waterline and I line my eye. And I will focus here and put some intensity in the corner because I like the look that it gives when I try to make this a little thicker and then towards the tear duct a little thinner. Okay, so that's what I do, and that's it. And I will go back with my beauty blender if I feel like my makeup got smudged. So the next thing I do is I take my eyeliner, my mascara, and I'm using Maybelline's Falsies, and this is dark black. I'm gonna put all this information in the description bar, y'all. So then I go in, I wiggle, and I pull out, wiggle, I pull out, wiggle, wiggle, and I pull out, and that's it. And if I need a second coat, I go back in, I wait until it dry a little bit, and because it's, you know, then I can get more on. Then I go back in and wiggle, wiggle, and pull. And I like to spread my lashes out. I don't generally do the false lashes, and it's only because I'm still learning how to do it. Sometimes I get it perfect, I get it right. Sometimes I just don't, and it's too much hassle. I haven't learned it yet, so I don't want to do it on this video. And generally, most times when I do my videos or I do my pictures, I don't have false lashes on. I just use the mascara. And that's it. And this is the eye look. Now to finish up my face, I'm gonna finish up my face, and I will do my other eye off camera, but I want to show you what else I do before I finish up my face. So when I get my once I've done both eyes, then I go into my MAC compact powder, and my color is dark deep. I take this brush. It's a brush by Elf. It's a powder brush. Swirl it around, and then I just kind of, this is what I do. I like to stipple my powder on my face first, okay? And once I stipple my powder on, then I can wiggle it around. So, okay, I get my powder on my face. I'm not going to be doing no contouring, all that stuff, because generally, most of the time, I don't do contouring on my videos or any of my pictures. It's once in a while when I'm going out to a huge program and I'm doing a lot. Okay, so I get my powder on my face. Hope you can see. Okay, this is it. Okay, so my powder is on my face. I'm gonna finish my eye. I promise I'm gonna finish the other eye. Then I go in to get my blush on, and my blush is also by Elf. Do you realize that I have a lot of Elf stuff, y'all? And these are reasonable price items. I'm not big on huge expensive makeup. My most expensive makeup, I think, is this palette. I think I paid like 50 bucks for this palette. And I have a couple of liquid, well, a few liquid lipsticks. I have like 7 liquid lipsticks. And the ones that I have are they're pricey. They're like 20 bucks a pop. And I have like I said, I have 7. I have 5 Kat Von D. No, I have 5 Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I have 2 Kat Von D's, and that's it. I don't spend too much money on makeup. People assume I do, but I don't. And this is my Elf blush that I use. This Costal palette also has blushes here, these here, but I barely use them. I think they're too light for me. But this is what I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna be taking this color right here. Hopefully I can get the name of the color. I don't know, but this is what I'm gonna be using. And I like to stipple stuff on my face. Y'all realize that? Okay, I stipple that on my face first, like that. Okay, look here, make sure I got everything even out. I stipple that on my face quite a bit, really nicely. And then once I do that, I'm done for now for the blush. And then I go into my highlight. Now I have, this is also Elf, my highlight. Sometimes I use the Elf. I kind of change it around. Every now and then I use the Elf or I use the Milani. But I love the Milani today. So I'm going to use the Milani. And I'm using this Real Techniques brush to do my highlight. And then I just dab it in. I don't like to put too much because the camera can reflect on that sucker. And then I just kind of dab it onto the hard parts of my cheekbone. But as I'm doing it, I'm also dragging it into the blush because I like that smooth transition from blush to highlight. That just kind of works. Okay, and this is it. And then I do the same thing over here, dragging it in, still doing a stippling motion, dragging it into my blush. I'm gonna dust a little bit off and blend everything in. And then another thing I do is with my highlight, I like to put a little bit on my nose, in the bridge of my nose, just because it makes my nose appear a little smaller and pointier, if that's a word. But I do that, okay? And sometimes I'll put it on my cupid bow, but I'm not doing that today. I don't need all that. To be quite honest with you, when I'm done with this video, I'm just gonna wear this for a couple of hours and then wash it off because I'm not going anywhere. I have a whole bunch of stuff to do. So, but that's that. And to kind of blend everything in together, what I've just done, I just kind of go back into my MAC powder compact and then stipple it a little bit there just to kind of blend everything in, so it looks, so you don't see any mark, you just see smooth transition all over the face. But then you know that color is somewhere, placed somewhere, but then it's all blended in. So I go in there and I just kind of blend everything in. Okay, and that's it. And my color of choice today is gonna be MaryKay. I'm gonna put the name out because I can't read the name right now, it's too tiny. but this is what I'm gonna use. This is right here, and this is the color. I love this color. It's so beautiful. One of my favorites. And I'm just gonna apply this. I didn't put any liner on. If you notice, I'm not big on liners, to be quite honest with you, because I know how to work my lipsticks where it can form the liner, not unless if I'm doing nudes. If I'm doing nude colors, I definitely have to put a lip liner on, because with my complexion, if I do just nude like that, I'm just gonna look like a ghost. Okay, so okay, and I just kind of move it around to spread it over my lips properly. And this is it. This is what I generally do. So I'm gonna go and finish this other eye so you can see the entire look. Okay, I'll do this off camera. So there you have it. I've done my face for you to see, and this is what it looks like. This is the eye makeup that I was asked to do. Hopefully you can see this video for you. So enjoy. Bye. Talk to you next week.